evening is the last of the Art360 Edition 4 talks with Dullal Miah. Now, Dullal, you weren't meant to be the last of my talks, but you've found yourself in that place because last week there was internet issues.
The hiccup issue, yeah.
That was it.
We had to reschedule.
That's the way it goes. That's life. And I think it's really important for people to see that, you know, it's okay. Stuff happens, life happens, and we have to sometimes bend like a tree. And there was some stuff, so you're in Jersey, and there were some things going down in Jersey where you were having problems with electricity and internet, weren't you?
Yeah. There was a lot of incidents happening in Jersey recently. Too many. There was bombings, there were fishermen lost out at sea. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happened over here, recently.
Not
was
good.
Mad. And electricity issues, so
not good. Not good. But we're here now, and Dullal is one of our artists in Art360 who does portraits, just specifically portraits. Do you ever do anything else other than portraits?
I have done landscape in the past, but that's just me playing around with different tones and understanding a bit more about the world it is. But yeah, mainly I did just portraits. Just portraitures, because I find it a lot more elaborating just to do portraits, to be honest. It's more depth to a portrait. So
for you personally, that's
for me, that's me personally. Of course.
So tell us a bit about your background. Where did you grow up, and did you make art when you were growing up? Is there artists in your family? Give us some insight.
Yeah, so I grew up in Cambridge. But yeah, there's no one in my family that was really that artistic. Maybe they will doodle, but in terms of artistic abilities and being able to be creative to that manner, no, not really. I'm the only one that really took it to the full extent. I actually started drawing from a young age. But I was drawing like animes. I think most people when they're younger draw like cartoons, animes, characters, stuff like that from a young age. And I really got into actual human portraits when I was, I guess, 13, 14. That's when I really got into human portraits. And then from there on, I just developed the trade further on. I did stop for a brief moment from the age of 17, 18 for a few years. But then I got back into it during lockdown. Actually, it was lockdown that brought relighted the fire in me to create portraits again. So that's how I got back into the portraits. But the reason why I did portraits because there's a lot of depth that I could create in a person's character, and there's a history behind someone, and you can create a story behind that. So that's my reason why I stuck with portraits now. So yeah.
And you do them in pencil?
Yes, I do in pencil. I have gravitated more to charcoal now, because pencil, when you do pencil and you get a certain light to certain angles, there's like a shine to it, and it'll really put off looking at the actual image itself. So I've gravitated to charcoal because you don't really get that, especially when you frame it as well, and you put it in galleries and stuff. There's not really that much light and sheen to it, so you can actually enjoy the actual full portrait it is. But yeah, I like to blend them both together now, so graphite and charcoal together. Yeah.
And are you principally self-taught then?
I am self-taught. I have looked at other artists, and I have gotten a lot of information from other artists, how to develop my portraiture. So for one of them were actually Calvin Coffer. He helped me look at it in a different light, and then we talked it over, and then I just created my own craft on how to build my own type of portraits that it is now. Yeah.
So did you do that online during COVID? You did some online learning with other people?
Yeah, because we weren't able to meet people at the time, so I did it online. Yeah, just to mostly it was just talking with other people, other artists, and then from there on I just kept practicing, and then playing with different pencils. I used different pencil types, like for example Faber-Castell, Staedtler, Derwent pencils. I use all of them just to see what the difference of the shading is. then I stuck with one, which was Faber-Castell, because I felt like their grades are more potent than the rest. So I kept with that. Yeah.
And how do you pick the people you're going to do the portraits of?
So a lot of them is by chance. A lot of them is from social media influence and how they portray themselves around the world, and their actual ability to create a unified individual. So yeah, but a lot of it is from social media. See how attractive they are through that. And then I go into depth into finding out more about them. And if I like the individual and the story behind them, then that's when I start going in depth of trying to understand them, reading about them, and then I start creating the image itself. Yeah.
Because the ones we've got on show are the Queen.
The Queen. And you've got Naomi over there and Bryan Cranston as well.
Yeah. So why those three? What was it that motivated you with those three particular individuals?
So for Bryan Cranston, actually, it's because I like the show Breaking Bad. I like him as an actor. And the reason why I chose specifically Walter White is because I like the character development they did in the show Breaking Bad, and I liked how he appeared, as well as a character. He had real big depth behind him. From he was just a teacher, and then he turned into this little criminal. Well, okay, maybe it was a bad way, but he turned into a different character over a while because of he ended up getting cancer and stuff. And I thought, okay, that's a good character building, so that's why I chose him. Naomi Campbell, she has a big story behind her. You know, she grew up in her mother grew her up. She didn't really know her father. She had a very troublesome background, where she had to break the mold to become the person she is. So that's another reason why I chose her. And the Queen, because I actually met the Queen before when I was younger, because I have been in hospitality for many years, and there was a chance when I actually went to serve her when I was 15 years old. So from there on, I just wanted to capture her as well. So that's the reason why I chose those three.
Hospitality. So you worked in hospitality as a young adult.
Yep, I still am now and again. Still am. Yeah. So I started doing work experience from a young age, 14, and then I just stayed in that trade for a while. So yeah. So I
You're
worked
not in that trade now, though, are you?
I do now and again, part time,
Okay.
not full time because I'm more into the art now. But I still need to. Obviously, we need a bit more funds. So now, so.
And you live in Jersey, so how are you finding the art world in Jersey?
So the art world. So people in Jersey like art, but they're more gravitated more to landscapes and cows. Literally, landscapes. In portraits, not so much. The only one that really made people notice to me in Jersey was the Queen piece, because the Queen did a lot for Jersey as a country it is. So that's what made me on the map for Jersey. I've not really had much business in Jersey, and maybe a little bit, not too much. But in terms of the art world, yeah, they more into the landscapes, buildings of like there's a building called Cobier. There's a lighthouse, and then people really love the lighthouse there. So, but yeah, in portraits, not so much.
So if you did a portrait of the lighthouse, you'd be made.
Pretty much. Pretty much. A lot of people actually have said to me to do more like buildings of Jersey, so I might be doing some building again. So we'll see.
Yeah. And what about but portraits are really your love. Do people ever commission you to do portraits of them?
Yeah, quite a lot actually. I've had a lot of people come forward and want commissions. I'm doing one now with a family of 7. So that is a big piece as well. It's about A1. So I'm doing that one at the moment. I've had a few last year, had a few this year. People have been inquiring. It's just I haven't had the time yet. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking about private commissions as well. So yeah, it's
And
been
are
good.
they, do you always do the commissions in black and white, the same as your large scale
Yes,
portraits?
yeah. I mean, I can work in pastels, but not as good. I'm still experimenting
Mm,
with pastels. It's just you need a different type of paper, and I don't have that at the moment, so I can't really
mm.
dive deeper into that aspect. I am trying to get into oil painting at the moment, so maybe you'll see something special next year. You know,
Ah.
uh,
It all takes time, doesn't it?
yeah,
It's all a process.
yeah.
But yeah, so portraits are something that you do. So when you're doing this commission, the 7 people, do you do it from life or do you do it from photographs? How does that work?
At the moment, it's from photographs. I haven't had the time to be able to do it in life. The only one that I've done in life, kind of, is my niece, the one I recently done. So I took 2 photos of her, and then I got her to be on. It's hard. I did it on the camera, so she was actually sitting on the camera when I was drawing her at the same time. So she's the only one that I kind of did from life as well. But the rest of them are just from different photographs that they give me. Then I just capture my own image on that.
Mm, mm. So aspirationally, are we thinking portrait artist of the year here? Is this something that we'd...
Yes. I'm actually working on a series for next year. It's going to be a solo piece, but one of them is going to be sent to portrait artists. So hopefully, maybe. But I know that in portrait artists, they don't really like pencil artists too much.
I think they just like people who are doing something different. So,
Speedy. They like speedy because they only have 4 hours of the setup.
well, yes, but I was really impressed this year that they chose someone who never completed a portrait during.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
I thought that was really, really good that they finally, they went for someone who never actually completed the piece, but they could see the style sufficiently. I think they like someone who's doing something unusual, but also someone who's very talented. And if they're very
yeah,
talented, then that will always win out, won't it? Someone who's talented.
yeah.
So you've done a self-portrait.
I haven't finished it. It's in process now, but I haven't finished it yet. But I've got until February, so we got time. We've got time.
So watch this space to see whether Dullal gets selected to go on. That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
It'll be amazing because I think I will be selected because the self portrait I'm doing is quite deep. So it's not like
Yeah.
an unusual self portrait.
Yeah, they do like things that are quite unusual, don't they? They don't want just like the same as the same thing
No,
over and over again. Yeah. Oh well,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
exciting. And what other goals do you have then for your art career? What are your goals?
Well, for my art career, I just want to make my portraits well known in the world. I want to exhibit it in museums as well. So, I would love to get into the Louvre. That'd be pretty good to get a portrait in the Louvre. I'm not gonna lie. I do want to get some portraits in some of the museums in Cambridge, from where I'm from as well, hometown. That would be pretty amazing. But at the end of the day, I just want to be one of the best portrait artists in this era, really. So,
So you just
so
have
we'll
to
see.
keep practicing. So, and portrait art is not just in one medium, but yeah, as you say,
No, and
thinking about,
multiple mediums. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm, mm.
I do want to somehow cross the mediums and make a portrait that's based on every medium, but I'm not sure how I'll do that yet. But I'll get there. I'll figure out a way. Figure out a way.
Yeah, it's creating your own language, isn't it? That's the thing that
Yeah,
stands you out from the crowd, is you create your own language.
yeah,
So who
yeah.
inspires you then? Who is it that you think, if I were like them, I would be successful?
What in terms of
Yeah,
artists?
well, anything, but art, yes, but what about other things in the world? Yeah.
What inspires me? Well, the thing is, I inspire myself really because I've been through. For me, I'm a goal getter, so I will always work harder than the average person. When I see the thing, when I see someone work hard, I have to work harder.
So that's
I'm
how
always
they
like to,
motivate you.
yeah. That's how they motivate me. When I see someone else do good, which is amazing, I want to do just as good or even better. So that's my motivation, really. Um, and just getting up in the morning and thinking about my goals, my aspirations. That's what that motivates me and drives me. Seeing what I can do in the next 10 years. I always think ahead in the future, and every time I think about the future where I can lead to, that drives me more and more as well. So
So you
that's my
always have a long-term plan.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I always have a long-term plan, and I always will eventually achieve it. I just need to work hard and keep at with that. That's all it is at the end
Hold
of
the
the day.
faith. Hold the faith. You
Hold the
will
faith,
achieve
hold
it.
the faith. Exactly.
Half of the struggle is not knowing where you're going. If you've got a
Yeah,
very clear idea of where you're going, you will just keep moving steadily towards it.
yeah. Like this year was kind of a bit of a crazy one because I was there, here, and everywhere. I was just trying to get into as many galleries as I can, just to get people to notice some of my art, which did help. It did work, but it was a bit of a. It wasn't organized in a sense. It wasn't organized, but it did help a little bit this year with a lot of stuff I've done. So
yeah, I suppose, I mean, that helps you connect. Then you have to make
yeah,
strategic
networking.
decisions about which ones of those things you actually wish to move forward with, and which ones are just you put into the learning bank, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So I know that my target audience really are just collectors and people who love portraits and of individuals as well. But yeah, more so as collectors and museums is really what I want to target really now. So that's my target audience moving forward. So.
And your friendship group, what are they? Are they artists, or are they who is in your friendship group? Who do you hang out with?
My friendship group is not none of them are artists. I think the only one that I recently connected with mostly is a mutual friend of ours now, Victor. He's the recent one that's more of the only less artistic trait that I'd say as a friend. But most of my other friends are even at the gym. They're all athletes, most of them, or they just work, not their own day-to-day life. So,
What do they
but
make
yeah,
of it when you say I'm an artist? What do they say to you?
well, a lot of them at first say, "Nah, this is impossible," you know. But a lot of them have now seen my art and they say, "Okay, this is really impressive." Like when I did my solo exhibition, that's the first time that a lot of my friends from Cambridge and surrounding areas see my art. They're like, "Okay, he can actually do it now." You know, he actually does it. He can make it. You know, because with every artist, especially when you do portraits to like a photorealistic standard, people obviously don't believe it because they were like, how is this possible? But then when they see it in person, when they see the videos you doing it and stuff like this, then they're like, okay, now we believe. So
and how
but
did
yeah, a
that
lot of
make
them
you
now believe that I
feel?
could do something. A lot of them now believe that I can pursue it to a higher level.
Yeah, how did that make you feel when your friendship group suddenly realized that, oh, he could do this?
It made me feel good. It made me feel good. I'm like, in your face, in, in a sense. In a sense, I did. Sometimes even when I'm drawing and I'm doing these portraits, even I'm like, am I really drawing these? Is it really
Yeah,
possible?
yeah,
Sometimes you want to shock yourself.
yeah,
As an artist, you shock yourself what you can actually achieve. But not even as an artist, as a person, when you do day-to-day things, you can shock yourself. That's what art's taught me. Anything's possible. So
You're absolutely right. I mean, you have to have self-belief.
yes, 100%. You have to have self-belief. If you don't, then obviously you're not going to achieve what you want to do in life, in what you want to do, in passion, anything, as a person. So
Yeah, our limiting beliefs are so readily there, aren't they? Step into
yeah,
the breach and hold us back at the merest glimmer of a hope that they have.
exactly. And obviously motivation is another key factor. You have to be motivated, and you have to have a balance in life. You have to have a big balance. Like I always balance myself with art, with drawing, and then with training to keep healthy, fit and healthy, and to social life as well. You need to have the three balances, and then you're able to achieve higher, I think, personally. So, and that's been helping me a lot, because when you're sitting down for like 10, 15 hours drawing, you need to get out a little bit.
You
You
absolutely
feel
do.
closed in. You feel closed, and you're like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that people, most artists would feel blessed with if you can get into flow and you can work for that extended period of time. However, as you just quite rightly said, you have to be aware of that, the impact of that on your body.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing I've noticed is once you have the balance, you actually grow more in your artistic ability. Because I've noticed because I remember last year I was just drawing all the time. I wasn't really going out, I wasn't really socializing. But once I was going back into that social life and got back into the drawing afterwards, I actually helped enhance my drawing ability as well. So
yeah. So where do you work? Do you have a studio, a dedicated studio space?
I have a studio space, but I converted an attic into my studio space. It's a big attic though, so I've got my work desk on the right hand side. I've got my easel set up on the left hand side. Got my lights everywhere. So
Can
that's
you
my
turn
studio
your
space.
computer around so we can see what you're working on?
Yeah, you can, but it's a bit messy. Right, how
That's all
do I
right. We
turn
don't
it?
mind messy. Oh, actually,
Right.
after yesterday, we really don't mind messy. He's very good.
All right, all right, all right. I've turned the camera. So I've got my little computer desk here.
Yeah.
Sitting here. I've got my other workspace here. I've got a light here. This is the self portrait I'm doing, by the way.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
And I've got another easel over here somewhere sitting here. And it's all dark here because the light's off, but a lot of
Yeah.
it's in that corner. So it's quite a big little space I've got going on here. I've got
Yeah.
some beds. It's a typical attic. So that's what
Typical
I'm
boy
working
space with your
on.
steering wheel thing as well.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game, just as partly a gaming area too. Yeah, true.
You got to have your relaxation.
Yeah, I'm still a boy.
Prior to that studio space which you've now set up for yourself, where did you make your portraits? Where were you working?
I actually did have a studio space last year, but I had to give it up because I ended up in hospital and stuff like this, and I couldn't maintain the obviously the space or rental. And I actually converted a garage into a studio, but I had to give it up because I was gone for like six months. So that was primarily my studio space, and it wasn't far from where I'm living now. I am looking into studio spaces in Cambridge and London to maybe move back into that because a lot of my business as well now is over there, and shipping from Jersey to there is it's difficult. It's difficult shipping from here because they have to ship on the boats, a lot of the stuff, and they can take delays, a lot of delays. So lately now, I'm actually taking a lot of my portraits on the plane. So I build my own boxes. I don't have a box here, but I get my own boxes, and then I'm now going to take it on the plane. So which is at least that way I know that the portraits I have is there, and I'm going to lose it.
Yeah. So in due course, do you think you'll move back to the UK from Jersey then? Yeah.
Yeah. I am thinking about waiting until I get my 5 years here, because then I can go and move back and forth from Jersey to here. And I've got another half a year left to get that 5 years because I've been here since 2019. Yeah, so I've got another half a year to do it. So I'm probably going to move back end of next year. I hope that's my idea. You know,
So and
because
then
I'm
you're
actually teaching my niece how to draw. Because I'm thinking about getting her to be my color portrait woman in a sense. Do all the commissions for the color. So
yeah. So she's how old is she?
she's 12.
Starting her early.
Yeah. I've got a pastel kit. I've got loads of stuff. I've been teaching her a lot of tricks and how to blend. So I think she'll do good. She'll do good.
Do you like teaching?
I love teaching. I love teaching. And, um, I like talking more teaching. I like talking. I love talking. I talk quite a lot. So, but yeah, once I get into the flow of it, I do love explaining and seeing other people develop, especially in the art. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Like my last art fair was in London. It's in Parallax. A lot of the younger students came, and they were into portraits, and then they came to my stand, and a lot of them surrounded me, and they were all asking questions, and they all wanted to find out how to achieve that next level, and I enjoy talking to them. Yeah.
Oh, you
So
might have a career in the public speaking, going around to all the universities and such like.
a lot of people have said that I should do that. You know, I've got quite a way of speaking, so I might try to venture into that as well. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome if I could do that.
That would be a very cool thing to do. And as you say, if you've been in working in hospitality, then you know talking to strangers and it's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
easy for you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My everyone says that, you know, I'm so yeah, confident. I say confident
Yeah.
is confidence. I've got such a confident way about me that, you know,
Mm.
I have that fear factor. I can talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Um, and then I explain myself really well. People say so. I'm
Mm.
very articulate.
Mm.
So
Well,
yeah.
you've been very articulate this evening talking to us. I've really enjoyed it, and I think you've given, and I think your attitude will have been very encouraging to a lot of people because it just shows you just keep going,
Yep.
have a bit of self-confidence and
Yep.
self-worth, keep practicing, keep showing up, and
Yep.
have and know that you know you can do it. It is going to be a 10-year plan, but
Of
that's
course.
okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, in my 10-year plan, I'm expecting maybe to get my artwork to six figures in a sense. You know, I'm gonna
Mm,
keep working towards that goal, and I
mm,
know that it's possible. You know,
absolutely
I
possible.
know it's possible.
Mm.
It's even in its early stage. I know it's possible. So
Absolutely possible. We have seen artists in working in portraiture who have
yeah,
who make a lot of money.
yeah, I know. One of them that, you know, Kaufman.
Mm,
He's in six figures. He's up there. You know, and he's
mm,
one of the best pencil artists in this era
mm. It's
currently.
just about getting your. It's like any business. It's understanding your unique niche, finding
Yep,
people who are attracted to that, and then it is about getting some high profile people. So that
exactly.
people, if you're doing high profile commissions, then more people will see you, and then it amplifies awareness.
Exactly.
So
Like this project I'm doing at the moment for next year is to do with a bit of my, well, a lot of my childhood.
mm,
It's going to be, like I said, it's a solo piece. It's been advertised on my social medias and stuff. People have seen it, and I'm in process of getting it collaborated with an organization as well. So I spread awareness, and it spread awareness about my childhood and the people in the care system, and
mm.
also my art as well at the same time. So I'm, you know, looking forward to that one
Yeah, no,
particularly.
that sounds exciting, Jalal. And collaboration as well is absolutely key. We do not rise ourselves up by pushing other people down. We rise
Exactly,
ourselves up by lifting each other up at the same time.
exactly, exactly. And I know that a lot of artists. I've speaking to a lot of artists recently last year, and they kind of saying, I need to do this by myself. I need to uh, be better than other artists and stuff like this. I'm like, that's not the mentality. That's not the mindset you need, because if you have that mindset, then you're gonna fail. I believe, you know, you're gonna fail. You know, everyone's art is different. You know, it might be similar in terms of what you create, but in terms of style, it's all different. Everyone's different, and that's what's going to put you differently to other people. And you should be boosting each other up more than boosting each other down. You know, so
Exactly.
don't try to one up each other. Try to maybe take on board other people's style, adapt it, and create your own niche as well at the same time.
Mm,
Like you say, we have niches. You know,
mm.
you can learn from each other, and then you can take that learning curve, put it into your practice, and then you can develop higher to your own niche itself. You know.
Absolutely. It is about never competing with anyone apart from yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You should always try to elevate yourself more than anyone else. Like for me, each piece I do, I'm always developing a different style, and I'm always developing a different way of creating the pieces. And I've noticed every piece I put all my pieces together, and I've noticed every one there's a different level of how I've achieved them. So
You can see your own growth.
exactly. And there's some elements that I've actually left out where I know my next piece I'm going to do better on, you know? For example, my niece, I left part of her clothing untouched because I want to work more on fabric on my next piece.
Mm,
So that's what I do when it comes to my ability, my artistic ability with portraits as well.
yeah, doing fabric is very
Oh,
tricky.
it's tough.
It
Oh,
is
it's
very tricky. Well, I can't wait to see that. And I think that listening to you, I think it is really reassuring, and that you can be confident. It's okay. It's okay. Be confident in yourself and your ability. You
yeah.
will make it. You absolutely 100% will achieve your aspirations. So well done. And I am very excited to watch how you progress. It's been so interesting getting to know you over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And you have a very engaging personality, so it'd be really nice next time. We'll ask you more in-depth questions, but this time I think it was really good for people to get to know you this time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the whole reason why I got into art as well is because I had a very emotional childhood as well, and that's why a lot of my art is very emotional. I take a story in all my portraits, and people have seen that. When they look at my portraits, they know that there's a river of emotions and feelings behind every portrait. I do. So that's what my niche is more about an emotional response than actually creating a lifelike image of an individual. So that's what my yeah,
That's your thing. And
yeah,
as
that's
you
my
say,
thing.
if you've been through the care system
Yeah,
and come out the other side, you're a nuanced, an intelligent man, and if you can come out of that with the confidence that you do have, nothing will stop you.
no. I mean, obviously, we've all had troubles in our life, and it depends on like it's mindset. Everything, it's mindset. It's your mind over matter. So once you have a strong enough mind, then anything's possible. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I think what really drove me even further was obviously that hiccup I had with my hospital when I couldn't do anything for 6 months, and I went through a dark path, and then I
Mm.
came out with actually a year later I'm different person than I was last year. So
Yeah. You had post-traumatic growth, which is something that I love to see.
yeah, it was definitely post traumatic.
Yeah, post-traumatic growth. And not everybody does, and sometimes it takes people a lot longer to come through
Yeah,
those, but nothing's right or wrong. It's just, your own unique response to these things. And we just have to be kind and gentle to ourselves and to other
yeah,
people,
yeah.
and
I agree
and
with that. Yeah,
and be respectful of everybody's chosen path. And I am very respectful of yours. And I think that, as I say, listening to you, your journey is going to be exciting.
yeah. I'm excited for my own journey as well, and for everyone else's that's been in my life this whole year as well. I've met some fantastic people this year,
Yeah.
and they all given me something, a piece of information that I can take on board, and I can actually I've learned from a lot of it. So
Mm.
it's been a very
Victory,
good year.
Victory, your friend Victory is great as well, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean, I met him back in June. That's the first time we met, and since then we've been on non-stop. Me and him,
Yeah,
we've been active in everything that we do. So
yeah. And you linked up with Jamie as well, didn't you?
yeah, I looked at
Part,
Jamie. Yeah,
part of
yeah,
Art360 as well. Yeah.
yeah,
So no, it's good. You're forming a really good crew.
yeah. I mean, Jamie, yeah, he's got an incredibly, oh, he's good.
He's very
He's
good.
inspired. He's inspired me to pick up the pencil as well. I'm getting my own pencil kit as well, colored pencils, and trying that out as well. So
Yeah, no, he is very, very good. So thank you so much.
thank you.
It's been fabulous, and I really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better and understanding what motivates your art. And I look forward to future chats where we get
Yeah,
to know
100%,
you a
me
little bit
too.
better every time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, it's been lovely. I love little meetings like this and getting to talk. with people like yourself. So it's quite good.
Mm.
So thank you for having me on as well.
You're very welcome, and thank you for sharing and being so generous to share your story, and also your very, very positive attitude. I
A lot of
commend
people
you.
say that.
I commend you to your very, very positive attitude, and a lot of people would benefit from having that incredibly positive attitude, I think.
Yeah, that's my whole goal in life is just give positivity. I don't like negativity. I love to give positive to everyone. So I always, even if I'm feeling down, I will still give out that positive vibe because I don't want other people to feel negative because it doesn't do any justice. You know, when you see a smile on someone's face, that's what you know you're doing right. So
yeah, smiles are free, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give out lots of smiles, and I think that's, as you say, have a smile on your face. But you know, everyone knows we all feel stuff, and it's important to share. And you've been very very generous in your sharing, and we've all got those layers, haven't we? But that's what makes your art so amazing, because you've got the
Yeah, like I
layers.
say, we use the metaphor of the onion. We all got layers of onion, and it takes time to peel it off gradually. But once you do, then the real person comes out. So
yeah, no, fabulous. Thank you so much.
yeah, thank
And
you.
I look forward to chatting to you again. But thank you for being on this edition and giving us the introduction to your to Dullal. I've loved it, and you can see Dullal's art on Artsy, on the Pure Arts group page, and he's also got his own viewing room as well, I believe. And do you have your own website? You do.
I do. I'm on a website.
Your own website.
I've got my own website. It's just my name, DullalMiahArts.co.uk. You can contact me for that as well. So
and Instagram.
And Instagram as well. That's linked on there as well. Everything's linked on there.
Yeah, and everything is on the Pure Arts Group website as well. So wherever if they can't find you through you, they'll find you through us. So brilliant.
Exactly.
Thank you, Dullal.
There's always channels. Thank you so much, Lesley.
Thank you.
Thank you.